gentlemen, good evening and welcome to the 2024 Bergen County Boys Soccer All-Star Game. Sponsored by the Bergen County Soccer Coaches Association, tonight from the Dr. Allen W. Sugarman Sports Complex in Fort Lee, New Jersey. Welcome and congratulations to all of tonight's All-Stars. Who's home and guest on the scoreboard? Teams today will be represented in the colors blue and white. The blue All-Stars will be the home team on the scoreboard. Let's meet tonight's All-Stars. First, starting on the left-hand side. A goalie wearing number 1 from Waldwick High School, Axel De Silva. Goalie from Leonia, number 22, Griffin Lawrence. From Waldwick, number 2, J.J. Ruhlman. From Leonia, number 3, Kenny Arias. Of Ridgewood, number 4, Cameron Liddington. Of Ridgewood, number 5, Julius Van Schindel. Of Ridgewood, number 6, Nico Martirosian. Of Ridgewood, number 7, Trevor Rose. Of Ridgewood, number 8, Daniel Kin. Of Ridgewood, number 9, Alex Caffrey. Of Glenrock High School, number 10, Alex Kim. Of Glenrock, number 11, Zachary Silverstein. Of Glenrock, number 12, Harrison Wortley. Of Don Bosco, number 13, Sonny Nagel. Of Don Bosco, number 14, Griffin Bobnick. Of Bergenfield, number 15, Angel Hernandez. Of Saddlebrook, number 16, Damian Tarasca. Of Old Tapan, number 17, Lorenzo Lago. Of North Arlington, number 18, Nico Stanzione. Of Indian Hills, number 19, Ashton Kant. From Richfield Park, number 20, Patrick Santiago. And from Northern Valley Demarest, number 21, Connor Shea. Coaching the Bergen County Blue All-Stars tonight from Saddlebrook High School, just finished his 14th season, Chris Alfieri, the Blue All-Stars. Tonight's Bergen County All-Star White Team. Goalie out of Garfield High School, number 1, Jakub Piszczotowski. From Cresskill, goalie number 22, Caden Raymond. From Garfield, number 2, Christian Ramirez. Of Garfield, number 3, Martin Chovek. Of Garfield, number 4, Andre Tutoreski. From Ramsey High School, number 5, Kieran Dewan. From Ramsey, number 6, Joseph Arian. Of Ramsey, number 7, Stephen DePinto. Of Ramsey, number 8, Nicholas Quintero. Of Paramus, number 9, Mikey Rickard. From Paramus, number 10, Luca Amato. From Paramus, number 11, Vincent Candela. From Emerson, number 12, Michael Graff. Of Emerson, number 13, Nathan Luke. From Bergen Catholic, number 14, Danny DeBono. Of Tenafly, number 15, Andres Aldeco Ortiz. Of Tenafly, number 16, Stone Quiroga. Of Rutherford, number 17, Alejandro Miranda. Of Ramapo, number 18, Damian DeLucio. Of Wallington, number 19, David Hutzik. Of Cliffside Park, number 20, Henry Valles. And of Fairlawn, goalie number 21, Joshua Bells. The head coach of the White All-Stars from Bergen County, finishing his 6th season at Emerson High School, is Richard Campagnon. The Bergen County White All-Stars. Fans, now at this time we ask you to please rise, remove your hats as we honor America and those who serve and protect our freedoms with the playing of our national anthem. Welcome to the Fort Lee Athletics YouTube channel. Tonight on a chilly evening from the Dr. Alan W. Sugarman Sports Complex in Fort Lee, it's time for the 2024 Bergen County Boys Soccer All-Star Game, blue versus white, with several college-bound players and all-stars. Many are already committed, some playing soccer with some of their high school teammates for the final time. Good evening and welcome. Ralph Bednarchik on hand. 48 degrees, chilly, but one more soccer game in our area is underway as we'll go through the starters, the Blue All-Stars, with goalie Axel De Silva out of New Jersey Group 1 state champion Waldwick, getting the honors for Coach John Jacheze. On the other side, Jakub Piszczatowski of Team White. Two teams did not have a chance to practice, but we'll go through the starters in a second. And certainly some positions could be a little bit different for the two sides too. But otherwise, everybody was able to show up here and put forth another tremendous effort. And in some ways, for many uncommitted players tonight, this represents another opportunity to essentially play in a high-level club game with close to 10 collegiate soccer coaches expected to be in the vicinity tonight watching this one. Andrzej Tutorecki, and he'll draw it back to the 6'4 keeper from Garfield, Jakub Piszczatowski, a four-year starter that wants to play at the next level, as Garfield this year lost to Randolph in the North 1 Group 3 quarterfinal in a tough 2-1 loss.
finishing 17-5. Tutoreski's one center back, with Garfield's Martin Chovek the other center back. Right back, Nathan Luke of Emerson. And the left back, Mikey Rickard, who's going to play lacrosse in college at Cortland. He is from Paramus, and Coach Stephen Contreras. Holding mid, Danny DeBono, 2-year starter at that position from Bergen Catholic. Joined by the center mid, Joseph Arian of Ramsey. Right mid, Luca Amato, also from Paramus. And lining up left from Emerson, Michael Graff. The two forwards, Nick Quintero from Ramsey and Kieran Dewan of Ramsey, the starters for Team White. Here's a touch for Cameron Linnington of Ridgewood. And Ridgewood having many representatives here. Martirosyan, Nico Martirosyan, another. He is a tennis commitment to play at Division I Lafayette, one of the state's top singles players. But in the fall, terrific at soccer. Julius Van Schindel, or check that rather, that was played ahead by Kieran Dewan. And Dewan will try to connect. And oftentimes in these all-star games, club teammates tend to fare very well together, particularly when you have multiple high school teammates too. Rest of the starters for Blue. Axel De Silva will be in goal. Second team All Bergen County honors last year. Should be due for first teamers this year. Kenny Arias is a starting center back out of Leonia with 6'5". Sonny Nagel of Don Bosco. Angel Hernandez is the left back of Bergenfield. Alex Caffrey from Ridgewood is on the right. Cameron Linnington is one center mid. Holding mid, Alex Kim of Glenrock. And Damian Tarasca of Saddlebrook. And a 4-5-1, Ashton Cant will be the right mid of Indian Hills. Nico Martirosyan of Ridgewood has always switched, as he has switched now to the left. And then up top, J.J. Ruhlman, the state's leading goal scorer, 40 goals. Led New Jersey for Waldwick as one forward up top in the 4-5-1. Connection through for Alex Kim. And the overlap begins for Blue. Possession-based start already for both sides. Checking back is J.J. Ruhlman. And Ruhlman is able to slow it up and accelerate. Ruhlman has already committed to play at Division III Williams College in the tough NESCAC. Ruhlman, as he searches for a switch wide side for Ashton Cant. Cant of Indian Hills. Before that is broken up and sent over the top for Nick Quintero. And a toss-in will come. We'll play a pair of 40-minute halves. Both coaches will sub pretty liberally. Total of 5 goalies between the two sides. And if we're up for it, this one could be decided in penalties as a precursor for so many that are advancing to the college level. Alex Kim of Glenrock, second leading scorer this year with a whopping 16 goals, 17 assists. Ball delivered through for Ruhlman. Follow-up here from Cameron Linnington. And that's banged off of Linnington by the right back Nathan Luke of Emerson, who was first team All-Patriot Division this year in the NJIC, a 3-year starter in Coach Richard Compagnon's Group 1 program at Emerson. And for Nathan Luke, likely his final organized soccer game. He is committed to the process of pursuing joining the U.S. Marines. Tarasca is able to connect with his wide player here in Nico Martirosyan. Martirosyan, all Bergen County in both tennis and soccer, both to the highest levels in awards. Sonny Nagel, and the Attila back for Arias. Nagel, a towering 6'5". Not sure if he wants to play yet. He has been recruited, wants to major in finance, and certainly could be a tremendous prospect for a program that does their due diligence. Space for a switch for Martirosyan, and that's well defended by Tutoreski. However, on the follow-up, Ruhlman. Ruhlman then will take the shot for the outside, and Jakub Piszczatowski will come up with the save. Piszczatowski was not as busy his first 2 years at Garfield. The last two, he really had to stand tall. Ruhlman off a takeaway. Then Ruhlman again the shot, and Piszczatowski's hands, again, very calm. This year, Jakub Piszczatowski made 123 saves for Garfield. And he, like most of the Garfield players playing for the PDA Vistula team from the Players Development Academy. De Silva switches out of his goalie spot. And a chip for Ruhlman in good space. J.J. Ruhlman able to settle it. Now sends a nice ball to the top of the area before could not be settled. Follow-up look, and the stop is made. Martirosyan, the shooter, and Jakub Piszczatowski already with 3 saves here inside of 8 minutes. Piszczatowski for a 17-5 Garfield team. Last year made 93 saves. And a lot of agility, asking folks about Jakub Piszczatowski. Plays varsity basketball and varsity volleyball, 2 very good corresponding sports to be a goalie in terms of hands, agility, being very good in the air, very translatable for Piszczatowski, who certainly with the size and has the look of a college keeper at a quality level. Ball delivered for Ruhlman. Ruhlman waits for the overlap from Damian Taraska of Saddlebrook. Ruhlman try to slip through Alex Kim before the breakup from Team White. Follow-up from Alex Kim. Then an ambitious shot was blasted from Linnington of Ridgewood. And now the offside flag is up. So we've played 9 minutes of action. Credit to the people in the Bergen County Soccer Coaches Association for helping put this together. With Chris Alfieri and Fort Lee coach Demba Mene to organize this stream too. And Michael Papatru, also of Bergenfield, who is in attendance. Three shots to none for the Blue. White entering in. Danny DeBono, 2-year starter at holding mid, playing in the Big North United Division. He's committed to play at Washington and Lee next year. And he knows a bunch of these players from the Blue side, also from PDA Vistula. Now a good switch, laid along from Michael Graff. Tried to make the connection out wide. Luke on the follow-up from his right back spot from Emerson. Mikey Rickard. Chovek. Graff will chop it in the vicinity of Dewan before that ball is broken up nicely. Nice step there by Sonny Nagel, showing calm feet. And into the 11th minute, no score, but the Blue buzzing early in this annual Bergen County Boys Soccer All-Star Game. Blue and white tonight from Fort Lee in the Dr. Allen W. Sugarman Complex. Chance for Blue to switch. Cameron Linnington. He'll play at Division III Gettysburg in a strong conference. Have a chance to play in multiple NCAA tournaments as there's a breakup there from Kim. Alex Kim pursues. And the return from Ruhlman. J.J. Ruhlman, that sprays it across, and it has to be swept away. Mikey Rickard on the back side of that. Able to track his man. Caffrey on the second ball. Before White will finally search for some semblance of possession. That's now 4 shots here for Blue. Kim with a nice touch. Space to accelerate for Linnington. And Blue able to get the outside back. Hernandez into the picture. Ball sent in, and Tutoreski, all 6'5" of him, is able to handle. Andre Tutoreski only arrived here in the United States from Macedonia 3 years ago. Was an immediate starter at Garfield. Was first team American Division last year and all county honors this year as transition here for White. Quintero. And Quintero, however, the offside flag is up. Many uncommitted players on the field today, and a chance to measure themselves up against a pair of Division I committed players, and there perhaps could be one or two more out of this bank of players that end up Division I. But certainly a chance for the uncommitted players to show how much they've blossomed at the end of their senior year compared to when so many showcases are decided in the spring and summer and even early summer of their senior years, where a late bloomer has another opportunity while college coaches actually have the time for recruiting. Tutoretsky here will swing for Mikey Rickard. And Rickard will play at Cortland, which is a Division III men's lacrosse power nationally. Graph return for Rickard. Space here for Luca Amato. Nagel the breakup. And White finding a stroke of some possession. Chovek patiently for Andre Tutoreski. And Tutoreski thought he may have had a runner. Linnington with his head up, instantly searching for Ruhlman. Kim. And Blue methodically able to gash and find an opening from Damian Tataraska. And Tataraska finally his last touch too far. Hernandez though. Steered in for Linnington. Caffrey, fellow Ridgewooder. 1-year starter in the program and an excellent senior year did Alex Caffrey. And then we'll get the foul called against Damian Taraska. Taraska led Saddlebrook this year in scoring 18 goals, 9 assists. As Saddlebrook was one of the many victims this year of Waldwick in Waldwick's path to another state title, but Taraska is a commitment to play for Coach Charlie Inverso at Ryder. He is one of the 2 Division I commitments that are playing in this game. The other for Team White is goalie Josh Bells, who will play at Iona. Linnington makes the connection with Ruhlman. Now Ruhlman with the left foot, and Pishtatovsky again is able to make the clean save. Well, Ruhlman may have been cut off from looking far post, and he looked to go with power, and Pishtatovsky has yet to allow a rebound. Ruhlman led New Jersey with 40 goals, also had 14 assists, 81 career goals. Played center mid 2 years ago, 10 goals, 5 assists. Before the last 2 years, John Dochese decided to move him up top in a 4-3-3. 31 and 13 last year that he bettered this year. And in Sunday's Group 1 final this past Sunday, game was tied with under 2 minutes to go in the state championship. Ruhlman was able to bust through a double team and score to lift the Waldwick Warriors to a come-from-behind win over Haddon Township in the New Jersey Group 1 final. It was their 3rd state title in the program. And the first for Ruhlman, he was in the stands watching the team win in 2021 over Haddon Township, but he was not yet on the varsity. That game was played this year at Franklin High School. Hernandez looks for a clearance. White with a partial keep and a chance for Team Blue. He had a transition as we've entered into the 17th minute. And Ruhlman did major heavy lifting. Also, Ruhlman got some heavy lifting from his body. He was early 2022. He was 5'8", playing center mid, shoots up to 6 foot, put on some muscle, some height, and had a wonderful last 2 summers playing for world class at the ECNL level. His world class team, summer of 23, ranked number 6 in the country. And a tremendous student that also was able to get himself into Williams in the NESCAC. And following in the footsteps of older brother Lucas, who played for Waldwick, also played in the NESCAC at Wesleyan in Connecticut. Follow-up look, and here is a ball, and carrying through, it's put in! Shot came from Nick Quintero, and the goal for White. Their first true shot opportunity, and White is taking the lead 1-0. And that'll be Joe Orion of Ramsey with the goal. After Nick Quintero essentially took a shot that Orion was able to get in front of and come up with a touch, pair of Ramsey players able to combine and connect to pick up the goal. Joe Orion, another PDA Vistula player that is still searching for his options for next year. So he is able to beat Axel da Silva. 1-0 on the 18th minute goal by Orion. And a ball delivered over the top for Martirosyan is offside. White was able to find something after being on their heels the first 10 minutes. And our coaches expect to probably sub the starters out after the first 20 minutes, and then we'll get wholesale changes and then allow that second group to get settled in. Nathan Luke connecting with his wide mid. Hernandez with a hard challenge. And the foul called. Angel Hernandez is one of the inspirational stories in this game. Starting left back for Team Blue out of Bergen field. Only 1 full year on the varsity. Wants to play in college. Last year, played maybe about 30% of the year on the varsity, most of it on the JV, and then a year and a half later end up making the Bergen County All-Star game. Is certainly a sight to behold, talking to his coach, Michael Papatru, just about that unlikelihood. Michael played for the tail end of the Southern Connecticut State Dynasty. Some believe that it is still going. Ruhlman. Luke will prevent the corner. Hernandez. In any event, Hernandez grew a lot and became much better in the last year, where he became an asset for Bergen Field, ended up being a full-time starter this year. And it's not often that you're going to get on quality teams a starter from the previous year's JV in the senior class. We'll get a whistle. First 20 minutes expired. A nice hand for the starters out here. And we'll get full second units that will come in. Caden Raymond will come in goal for Team White. Out of Cresskill, this is it for Raymond. Not looking to play in college, a 3-year starter. And for Team Blue, from nearby Leonia High School, Griffin Lawrence comes in, also looking to play. This year, Leonia lost to Shabazz in the North 2 Group 2 first round. There's the first touch coming from Griffin Lawrence. Made 66 saves this year and was a 3-year starter, particularly helping Leonia after Leonia really struggled his sophomore year. Lawrence, in his first 2 career high school games, had 17 saves and 25 saves before Leonia really improved. And this year, his senior year, able to make the playoffs. The last 2 years, losing first-round games. There's Julius Van Schindel of Ridgewood. Alex Kim may remain the lone player out there for Blue at center mid. Here for Team White, Alejandro Miranda of Rutherford, 3-year starter at wide left. Their leading scorer this year for Rutherford with 20 goals and 10 assists. Miranda delivers a good ball here for David Hutzik of Wallington. Hutzik taking the chance, and that's off the body of the Blue defender in Zachary Silberstein, and it'll be the game's first corner. So Team White has found offense strictly only in transition. Otherwise, they have been outpossessed by a wide margin. Lawrence on high alert for the cross. Instead, it'll be played short. Christian Ramirez of Garfield got the shot through. Ramirez saw it that there was going to be no pressure on him. And Lawrence did not allow a rebound. Miranda, again, as he sent out a through ball. Up the line for Team Blue, Lorenzo Lago of Northern Valley Old Tapan, 17 in blue. Well defended by Martin Chovek of White, who remains in at center back. Number 11 in White is Vincent Candela. As of about 4:50 p.m. today, he was not going to be here. But due to an injury to a terrific player, Adrian Kira of Paramus, Vincent Candela was asked, hey, do you want to come out and join and play in tonight's All-Star game? And he said, sure, why not? He's considering playing college soccer, has played for world class at the both regional team and the ECNL team. So Candela joins his other buddies, Luca Amato, Mikey Rickard. From Paramus, their coach Stephen Contreras also in attendance today. Blue trying to play a blue ball through. That was Harrison Wortley of Glen Rock, who had a big year. 24 goals, 9 assists for Wortley. Helping the Glen Rock Panthers win their first sectional title since 2018. And they upended 4-time defending champion Ramsey in the process. Wortley will play at Division III Hamilton in the NESCAC, possibly for soccer, but he is expected to go there primarily for track. Nice challenge and breakup by Trevor Rose of Ridgewood. As the ball is sent ahead, here comes Wortley. Wortley delivering across, nearly made the connection. He had a runner down the middle. And so far this game, joking with some of the players, it'll feel like a club game. It might not have the physicality of a November high school game, but the quality is there as this driven shot is well over the top. Shot taken by Connor Shea of Northern Valley Demarest. Also considering playing at the next level and had a significant step up this year in production. 14 goals, 13 assists for Shea this year to lead Northern Valley Demarest this season. And a shoo-in to be all Bergen once the awards are released. Was second team all Big North Division last year. Chovek, and too slow on the pass. The window closed down by Lorenzo Lago. Touched away from Wortley. And Miranda makes the return on the push here from Candela. Candela for David Hudzik. Hudzik trying to cut it across. Needed to go to his left foot there. Swooping over is Zachary Silberstein off of that tremendous Glen Rock team with Harrison Wortley. Silberstein does not play travel soccer. He is committed to play baseball at Muhlenberg, where he is a right-handed pitcher. But he helped out Glen Rock tremendously as a sturdy defender. Stone Quiroga, 16 to white, had the touch. Andres Aldeco Ortiz of Tenafly. Ramirez. Does he look to chip out? And Griffin Lawrence will make the call for the Bergen County Blue All-Stars. 1-0 Bergen County White All-Stars. Goal in the 18th minute. Joseph Orion of Ramsey. And assist from his Ramsey teammate and Nicholas Quintero. Here in the handle is Raymond. Miranda. And Miranda maybe caught in between ideas and touches. Candela, driven ball. Follow-up strike and in on Lawrence. So too easy of an opportunity there. As a shot was taken by Henry Valles, a perennial quality Bergen program. Cliffside Park, leading scorer this year for Cliffside Park with 16-6. They lost to the Garfield Machine this year in the North 1 Group 3 first round, 8-0. Finishing up an 11-9 season. Chovek. And the telegraph pass played away by Griffin Bobnick, one of two defenders tonight from Don Bosco to the Big North United. Bobnick, interestingly, is playing as a field player, but he was the starting goalie this year for Don Bosco through the Quick Strike FC organization. Another one from distance, and Griffin Lawrence handles. Lawrence showing a good punt. Daniel Kim of Ridgewood. Ridgewood this year, North 1 Group 4 champions. They defeated Clifton 2-0. First section title for Ridgewood and the Maroons this year since 1993. And they avenged their loss from a year ago to Clifton in the North 1 Group 4 semis. We'll get a sub back in for White as Andre Tutoreski of Garfield returns at center back. And here is Andre with an immediate touch. As he makes the connecting pass for Henry Valles. Now a cross delivered, and Lawrence will be able to get there. Tutoreski has to play that away from Connor Shea of Northern Valley Demarest. 30th minute tonight. In Fort Lee at the middle school complex, Dr. Allen W. Sugarman complex. Great field. Pretty recent turf as this dangerous ball for Lorenzo Lago almost made a connection. Unreachable there for Caden Raymond in goal of Cresskill. And a tremendous delivery. White is able to toss in. Christian Ramirez of Garfield. And some space for White. Aldeco Ortiz will come up with a switch for Miranda. Alejandro Miranda, and he'll take a deflected strike from distance. So the buildup from White has not been the same as what it was from the blue team starters, where Team Blue was able to get their wide players even into the offensive third. But here's a takeaway from White and Damian Delicio of Ramapo. To Tereski, and tried to slip a pass through to the offensive third. To Tereski, approaches on the challenge. And Raymond will call off his defender. So communication, just hearing coaches talk, is paramount in all-star games like this. And coaches, especially in 2024 and in the present day, stressing and begging for communication to increase. Off of a takeaway and a rip, and this one is just wide. Rip came and caught side netting, back post from Blue. Equalizer was nearly there from Connor Shea of Northern Valley Demarest. This year, Northern Valley Demarest 12-9-1 and lost 3-2 to Pascack Valley in a North 1 Group 2 first-round game. Follow-up chance from Wortley is touched away from him. And White again in transition. Valles. Aldeco Ortiz. Ramirez. Nice switch. And for White, their best build-up. Alejandro Miranda. Miranda with Candela running the left. Delivers a nice ball out wide. Valles now looks to play it back to the mixer, but he does not have a runner. It is Candela, though, into the picture. And Shea taken down by the hard challenge of White. Ball delivered to the top of the area. Unable to tee that up was Daniel Kim of Ridgewood. Follow up from Van Schindel. Shea to the feet of Wortley. Another cross sent in, and this one trickles through. And the goalie from White a little bit off balance. Did not appear to take any funny deflections, but more of a funny turn and spin. And the goal in the 34th minute has tied us up at 1. Goal from Trevor Rose of Ridgewood. 4 goals and 4 assists on the season. For Rose, open to playing at the next level. From that Ridgewood team, Harrison Wortley played him in. But Rose delivered a pretty tight through ball and perhaps was expecting maybe more of a runner for a flick in front. And instead, somehow, he was able to get it to spin and take a very, very tricky last bounce on the goalie from White. Miranda. And Alejandro Miranda of Rutherford. The blow by looks back pipe. Well, Miranda may have noticed that he had Damon Delicio of Ramapo running the middle. And Miranda with another moment of explosiveness. Named All-County for the first time in his career after second-team National Division honors last year with 7 goals, 8 assists, and more than doubling that production this year as a senior with 20 and 10. Lawrence out of a tight channel. Nice step from Ramirez of Garfield. Played in Hudzik momentarily. Transition chance for the Blue All-Stars. The return back to the middle for Nico Stanzione of North Arlington. Wortley is the target man. Stanzione for Wortley. Kenny Arias of Leonia. 4 years in the varsity there, stepping forward. And now a nice delivery up ahead. And a chance to break it on Lawrence, and the shot just chipped wide. Damon Delicio, returning second-team All-Bergen player last year. 10 goals and an assist. Finishes his Ramapo career with 38 goals and 6 assists. And another uncommitted player that would be certainly a quality add for local programs. Local D2, D3s are here. Rutgers, Newark, Ramapo, Montclair State, Berkeley. A couple of the junior colleges, Division II Bloomfield, also expected. A driven ball over the top for Shea. And to Turetsky. Handles and plays it well. Then this strike taken and save is made. Lorenzo Lago was the shooter. Miranda noticing a man, now played in for Delicio, and then Delicio gets a shot off, and Lawrence had to be on his front toes to make the save. Damian Delicio. That was a side volley on the run. This year, Ramapo lost 1-0 to Randolph in the North 1 Group 3 final, finishing 17-4. A lot of success experienced at Ramapo in the last 2 years. One of the consistent programs in Bergen County boys soccer. Under coach Evan Baumgarten. Last year they tied Ramsey in a Bergen County final. Ramapo annually competing for both BCT championships as well as getting out of North 1 Group 2. Tutoreski made the step forward. Ball was delivered ahead briefly by Daniel Kim of Ridgewood from Team Blue. And here comes Team White. Space for Valles. Stanzione picked out Lorenzo Lago over the top. Candela. Miranda has been a handful here for Griffin Bobnick, and he fires right at Lawrence. Second shot for Rutherford's Alejandro Miranda. Final half minute tonight that started at 48 degrees here in Fort Lee for the annual Bergen County Boys Soccer All-Star Game. Blue and white are tied at 1. Bergen County with one state champion, Group 1 Waldwick. Rose, who had the goal for blue in the 33rd minute after Orion of Team White of Ramsey had given White a 1-0 lead in the 18th minute. But we're tied at 1. Team Blue and Team White in a celebration of soccer in northern New Jersey from the Bergen County Soccer Coaches Association. We'll take time out and come back in nearly 10 minutes here from the Fort Lee YouTube Athletics channel. We'll bring it back in about 5 minutes for the second half of play. Blue and white are tied at 1. Start of the second half. Ralph Bednarczyk, happy to have you with me tonight on the Fort Lee YouTube Athletics channel, bringing you the Bergen County Boys Soccer All-Star Game. Blue and white are even at 1. Blue has certainly had the better in terms of possession and connectivity, but white has been the explosive countering team. So two different types of styles, the two programs where the two teams have not had a chance to practice together. But there are numerous club connections on both sides, which certainly help. And then, of course, the quality of player, just by playing with other quality players, has immediately come out. Looks like both teams and both coaches will go back to their starting units. And there on the handle for white, looks like that's Caden Raymond that takes off the gator and is now playing to start the second half. And meanwhile, for Team White, Joshua Bells of Fairlawn has now come in goal. And rather for Team Blue, looks like that's Axel De Silva of Waldwick that has returned. He played the first 20 minutes. So that is the case, I believe here, though De Silva is wearing a different uniform number for Team Blue than expected. So that's what can happen in all-star games. But it is Joshua Bells on the other side. Bells, third-team All-Bergen honors last year. A shoo-in to be first-team keeper this year. Bells finishing his wonderful career. 4-time All-Bergen honors for Coach Matt Sacconi. 459 career saves for Bells. Played for world-class FC at the ECNL level, where the coach and club director there, James Hamilton, is also the head coach at Iona, that's gotten to know Bells' abilities. And Bells listed 6'1", pretty accurate, but his athleticism can be a difference maker for the next level. In Division I programs, of course, always looking for depth at the goalie position. So he is one of 2 Division I commitments today. Gets a lot of training. Matt Sacconi talking to his coach, one of the best athletes he's ever coached. And just for the goalie position, Bells is a top-notch athlete that could be a tremendous field player if he was trained that way. Blue from right to left. Nagel. And Sonny Nagel over the top. And that's Andre Tutoreski able to step in front of that ball. Meanwhile, for Axel De Silva, who played the first 20 minutes, he could be the other first-team All-Bergen goalie. After Waldwick captured the state title, finishing 21-5-1. They were only 5-4 in the month of September. There was a question whether or not another losing streak would put Waldwick on the outside looking in into the Bergen County tournament before they had a meteoric rise to go on and capture another state championship, the 3rd in program history. Good step there by Alex Caffery of Ridgewood, the right back of Blue. And the follow-up, and now White with room, and Kieran Dewan. Dewan ends up laying it off with Joseph Arayan, and the shot, and a tremendous save there from De Silva. That ball was bending, and it had some big-time drop to it. And De Silva able to track it. Axel De Silva has another tremendous ball over the top sent for Ashton Kant. Kant then looked to lay it to the front for J.J. Ruhlman. Ruhlman, though, nearly fished it out himself before White will come up with a little bit of a panic clear and surrender to the throw for Blue. Hernandez. And it's played away from Linnington. Axel De Silva, a second-generation soccer player. Dad, Chris De Silva, on one of the original New York Metro Stars teams that had to play on the cement-like turf, which even then folks admitted was not suited for soccer. But the Metro Stars made way. Chris Da Silva was primarily a midfielder his entire pro career. Axel ending up as a goalie. Talking to Axel before the game, said he's pretty much always been a goalie. This ball that Da Silva will go and see wide, but he was trained growing up by his father to have tremendous feet, and then having his father shoot on him daily. And that kind of seemed to have a natural progression where Da Silva became a upper echelon athlete for the position. Axel Da Silva played for the Cedar Stars Academy Bergen team. As a transition chance, pushed ahead by Blues. Damian Tarasca played back to the middle. Tarasca shot and a save made by Bells. Then the follow-up has to be swept off the line. Bells making a tremendous save on Tarasca, shooting inside the top 18. Now Hernandez look is off target. And that is why Joshua Bells will be competing on a Division I team. Bells, even from day one for Coach Matt Ciccone, became a leader and just knows how to talk to his teammates even when he was very young and how to get everybody to respond. Da Silva had no outlet to go. So both goalies early in this second half have to come up with goal takeaways. Not just saves, but actual takeaways of likely goals in an ordinary high school game. '48th minute, and off of a foul, right back of Emerson, Nathan Luke is going to yield here for his Emerson teammate and Michael Graff. Graff, a program record and assist as he chips in, and Da Silva has it, and now looking to distribute ahead for Blue. Space for Kieran Dewan of Ramsey before Caffrey again read that ball beautifully. Danny DeBono. To Tereski. Space to face and turn for Luca Amato. Amato should have a bevy of interest. Here is a chance, and this one is ripped. Kieran Dewan got pretty good power on it, but Da Silva is able to make it look calm. Entertaining game to watch and bring to you tonight from the Bergen County Boys Soccer All-Star Game. Blue versus White All-Stars. Players were selected through a voting of Bergen County soccer coaches. Not every team is represented. There are certain areas and certain counties that mandate that each team is represented, not necessarily in Bergen County. And of course, it comes down to availability. But this is truly an all-star game with meritocracy. Orion chipping. And Sonny Nagel got up on it, and it'll be a corner for White. Second corner, make it the third corner for the White All-Stars. And it will be Emerson's Michael Graff to have service. Graff, a returning third-team All-Bergen player. He had Tutoreski, and that ball is sent wide. Be interesting. The Emerson program probably does not have anybody 6'5" the way Tutoreski is for Graff to send in service with no practice time. But the second ball, or the second runner, also in a pretty good position to strike. But what a fun moment that could be for any player with quality service to have such a tremendous target like a Tutoreski or a Sonny Nagel on the other end for Team Blue. Linnington. So far, the Blue starters have not had the same kind of possession or success in this second half compared to the opening 20 minutes, where Linnington and J.J. Ruhlman appeared like they were high school teammates together. Linnington was tied up. Alex Kim with the delivery and a ball here for Nico Martirosyan of Ridgewood. Trying to deal it back for Linnington. Linnington rips the ball off of Tutoreski, and Blue will have its first corner of this All-Star game. So now we'll see Sonny Nagel as a target here for Ridgewood's Cameron Linnington. But it's a low-driven ball. Linnington, next ball. There is Nagel. And Nagel able to drive it kind of low. Or check that rather, another taller player, not Nagel, on that head ball. Ruhlman as the ball nearly sat for him. That was Damian Taraska on the head ball. That was in the vicinity of Sonny Nagel. 53rd minute, each goalie has been forced to come up big. Axel De Silva of Waldwick, Team Blue. For Team White, Joshua Bells of Fairlawn, to keep us knotted at 1. Luke able to spread the field and find Joseph Orion. Kieran Dewan picks out a pretty good ball, and De Silva does well off of his line. Nicholas Quintero of Ramsey was the target, and De Silva playing it extremely competently. With no bobble as Ruhlman with the pursuit. And what a delivery from Kieran Dewan, who was second team All-Bergen last year, another PDA Vistula player. Dewan last year, first team All-Big North in the Patriot Division, one of the best divisions across Bergen County. Linnington, as he left the diagonal cross short. And this one is dug out at an opportunity before it is sprayed to outside of Ruhlman. A great idea from Damian Taraska, and if it's in the path of Ruhlman, he has victimized so many goalies in his career, 81 and 32, including major damage the last 2 years of 71. Martin Chovek, as he looked to deliver it forward, that's well off target on the attempted through ball for Nicholas Quintero. Caffrey for Nagel. As this ball is settled through, in on De Silva, and the shot is blocked. Block shot, Joseph Orion bidding for his second, and it's off of a blue body. And the fourth corner for White will give Michael Graf another opportunity to see if he can locate Andre Tutoretsky. Graf and De Silva able to climb beautifully with a clean catch atop the apex of his jump, even just a touch above the crossbar. Another ball taken away. Quintero shot, and De Silva fights it off. Well, if there was any doubt, Axel De Silva playing at the Group 1 level, sometimes the disparity in competition in the middle of the pack, the bottom of smaller schools, might not be indicative of a player's production versus talent, but De Silva has shown what a quality pickup he can be. Martin Čovek found himself upfield. As the players will range and move around positions, Čovek started this match at center back for Team White out of Garfield. Nice step there by 14, Danny DeBono before the breakup. And Ruhlman forced to check back. And J.J. Ruhlman playing it ahead. Now, Ruhlman has not gotten the service in this second half that he did to start the game, where it appeared like Ruhlman, who had the game's first 3 shots, would be in line for not just a goal, but another multi-goal game to add to his illustrious career. Ruhlman finds the trail man. Linnington the closest to it. Linnington is able to apply the pressure and force Luke to come up with a clearance from Emerson. Second ball belongs to Blue and Patrick Santiago of Ridgefield Park, returning third-team All-Bergen player. This ball delivered in. Bells did not realize the runner. And again, making the run through is Damian Taraska of Saddlebrook that almost found a goal. Bells was expecting the ball to roll into him. Taraska had other thoughts. As Luke angles it nicely, then trying to take the side volley, and that's out of the range of Dewan. Graf. And again, room for Damian Taraska. Plays it ahead. Here's the state's leading scorer, Ruhlman, but there is an offside. Now, J.J. Ruhlman itching for a goal like most great goal scorers, regardless of level. Should also be a shoe-in for first, if not second, overall state honors by NJ.com. Strictly for his superior production. JJ is a first-generation German-American. His dad came to the United States. Dad, Achim, dabbled in soccer and tennis growing up in Dusseldorf, Germany, before he moved to the U.S. in his late 20s. Ball delivered in, and there's Ruhlman with his best chance. Bells initially was coming off of his line, backing off. It was a tremendous cross that was tight to the 6, and anything on frame, and J.J. Ruhlman has another goal. Both teams will make wholesale substitutions. as we'll hit the 60th minute tonight in a 1-all Bergen County All-Star game. Bells will remain in goal for Team White. Will get a new goalie in for Blue. Although it is Griffin Lawrence who is playing as a sweeper keeper, essentially way beyond his own 18. White coach Richard Campagnon of Emerson has 3 goalies to juggle, so he is hoping to dice that up as even as possible. That looks to be Alejandro Miranda of Rutherford, who was a terror down the left flank against Blue in the first half. Julius Van Schindel delivers a good ball. Numbers in the box for Blue. As this ball rolling through past Daniel Kim of Ridgewood. This is it for Daniel Kim in his final high school soccer game. Likely will be first team All Big North Freedom Division after being a second teamer last year, a goal and 6 assists for Ridgewood this year. One of 6 Ridgewood Maroons, and that is a all-star game high among both sides. Also want to send out well wishes to Adrian Kira of Paramus. Due to injury, he was unable to play in this game. Miranda, Kenny Arias of Leonia got there for the cleanup, but it'll be a deep throw. Adrian Kira having a big year and should be first team Big North Freedom Division again. In addition to expected all-county honors once that is released in the next day or so. Dawson for White. Looks to be Chovek. This one dummied through. Handle outside for White. Down to strike is wide. That's a look taken. I believe that's Caden Raymond of Creskill, who is a goalie that's getting some field time just to get out there and volunteering to help juggle the minutes for Richard Campagnon. Valles. Hudzik looked to chop him in. 2-year starting target forward, David Hudzik of Wallington. Perennial Group 1 power in North Jersey. And here again is Miranda, who is just behind J.J. Ruhlman in terms of shots in this All-Star game. Blue with Daniel Kim. Aldeco Ortiz of Tenafly leads for Miranda. And then Miranda, well played. Kenny Arias a couple times winning duels in isolation against quality players tonight. Raymond will draw back to Bells. Pressure on. Trevor Rose, the goal scorer tonight for Team Blue. He tied the game in the 33rd after Joseph Arayan of White had given the White All-Stars the lead for 15 minutes. That's 16, Stone Quiroga of Tenafly, another multi-sport athlete. He's committed to play lacrosse at Division II Alabama Huntsville. Played club lacrosse in New Jersey for the Brotherhood organization. And playing in his final high-level soccer game. Good ball delivered. Connor Shea on the end line. Shea did not realize or not hear the whistle, neither did I, that the offside arm was up early. Incidentally, out of all the things that All-Star Chairman Demba Mene had on his to-do list, no flags for our AR1 and AR2. Shea, again, applying the pressure. That was his role at Northern Valley Demarest that he did so well before his scoring production truly took off as a senior. Good connection there. David Hudzik with the layoff, and Arias is able to come up with the breakup. Well, Kenny Arias has had to be pretty solid. Arias playing center back, but at Leonia, he was a scorer. 21 goals, 9 assists to lead the team. Plays for the Future Soccer Academy. You could see his versatility. Arias was a defender his first 3 years at Leonia before he's moved forward. Rose delivers across, and back in for Team White in goal is Jakub Piszczatowski of Garfield. Piszczatowski had started the game and was able to make 3 early saves on Blues striker J.J. Ruhlman. Blue with a delivery from Nico Stanzione of North Arlington. Harrison Wortley. As Wortley approached the end line, then there's a strike. Piszczatowski makes the save, and then will scramble, still trying to find it, and will extend all 6'4" to cover before Nico Stanzione of North Arlington, who had a 26-goal, 3-assist season this year, was able to jump on it. Stanzione is already committed to play at the Building William Patterson program this year in the NJAC. They had a good finish to their year this year. The William Patterson staff having one of the former great stars in the area and Miles Hackett as an assistant coach. And with the very top of the NJAC, so difficult to climb, namely with what Montclair State has been able to achieve and establish. Miranda. And Miranda with a tough cover. Trying to stay with him is Julius Van Schindel of Ridgewood. Miranda then will strike. And Miranda has been in the vicinity as one of the most dangerous players tonight. And in the 70th minute, White will make a sub as Tutoreski will exit, and we'll have a new center back. We've remained at 1-all since the 33rd minute. Piszczatowski, new center back in for White. Returning is Martin Chovek of Garfield. Henry Valles. And Valles with a terrific takeaway, able to accelerate. Valles then was forced under pressure. A great job by Julius Van Schindel of Ridgewood. Van Schindel will play locally in Morris County at Drew University. And his persistence was, in essence, able to force a takeaway. A balanced amount of chances in this second half compared to the first, where the Blue All-Stars had the better in terms of the scoring. But yet it was White that scored on their first true scoring chance. Chovek. Nice check back by Delicio. Delivers for Miranda and then gets going. Delicio, the return for Miranda. Man, that ball not off by much. Follow-up and controlled and contained by Candela of Team White of Paramus. And certainly for the White All-Stars, it would appear that any scoring chance, you could bet your top dollar that Alejandro Miranda would be involved. And now I think Miranda to the end line and just seemed to blow a tire. And Miranda is going to need to be stretched out here due to cramping. Clock will continue to move. Unknown in terms of added time. And Miranda running at left mid has been very busy in the 4-5-1 system. And now we'll get a stoppage with 7:36 to go. From our officials, congratulations to the officials in Bergen County for making it the distance too. As Alejandro Miranda continues to be checked out. Miranda telling me his hope is he hopes to trial somewhere, get an opportunity somewhere overseas, not necessarily the college route at this point, but what has also come in vogue from international clubs coming to the United States, players that can have dual citizenship, and they give them a trial, oftentimes spending a summer vacation with them, and they give them an extended look and decide whether or not they want to bring them to the academy, usually at a younger age, but not completely unheard of to have an 18-year-old do that, even the summer ahead of college, for an extended period of time, and that's the hopes of Alejandro Miranda. And having the added bonus, if you are a passport holder or can be a dual citizen, that greatly helps in terms of the paperwork and the ability to get into those academies. New goalie now on for White. Wortley, and Wortley with a nice breakup from White. New goalie on for White should be Caden Raymond of Cresskill, though we do have another different number 22 also playing right back. And here's Raymond that comes up with it and delivers. Also in the game playing as a field player is Jakub Piszczatowski of Garfield. Shea, half volley, hit his own man. That was Wortley in front. Valles delivers. Piszczatowski was making the run. Then a shot off target. And Jakub Piszczatowski acting like a forward out there. '75th minute of action, tied at 1. There will be no penalties to decide this one. Christian Ramirez as he draws it back from Martin Chovek. Off of a takeaway, Henry Valles. Valles whips it to the front and has to be towed out, and it'll be another Bergen County White All-Stars corner. 5th of the night. Michael Graff not out there for White, so it's going to be Christian Ramirez of Garfield. Look to the bite, to the back, and Piszczatowski was his target. Now a chance to transition, and a ball delivered ahead, and some room for Harrison Wortley of Glenrock. Wortley back across, and it could not be finished off. Raymond will slide onto it. The player in blue, Nico Stanzione, was nearly to the end of it in rhythm. Should Stanzione perhaps slide, he might have gotten the necessary touch he needed. White will make perhaps one more sub as Jakub Piszczatowski had his moment to moonlight as a forward. He heads off and thanks his teammates. He is back on, or he is off, and that's Alejandro Miranda returning. And does he have one burst left in him? Aldeco Ortiz, here is the look, and the strike is wide. Damian Delicio of Ramapo nearly had the winner. Delicio finally dispossessed. And delivery wide for Blue. Ball for Wortley. Connor Shea then the closest to it on the follow-up. Kept alive, Zachary Silverstein of Glen Rock. Rose of Ridgewood. Rose leading in for Wortley. And White a chance to transition with the field opening up. Nicely in the air was Kenny Arias of Leonia. Miranda locating room and the strike. Is that the game's final shot? This will take us to the 80th minute in what has been an entertaining game. And as Wortley pings the ball to the front, Shea is there! Shea may have the winner! Connor Shea perhaps caps off his blossoming senior year with a goal in the All-Star game of Northern Valley. Demarest was their leading scorer with 14 and 13. What a delivery from Harrison Wortley to locate him. Shea was a grinder, a player that would play on the wings his sophomore and junior years, combining for 4 goals and 2 assists over those 2 years. And this year maturing and ascending to be a finisher for Northern Valley Demarest with that 14 and 13. Greatly helping his team finish well above 500 at 12, 19 and 1. And an 80th minute moment for Connor Shea. Tight location where Raymond perhaps was guessing, and Shea also key. The release was pretty quick and decisive. Raymond well out of goal. Wortley, a strike on an open goal, is deflected out, and that will expire the clock. In a back-and-forth second half, it is the final chance that belongs to the Blue All-Stars of Bergen County. Connor Shea, the winner, in a 2-1 finish for the Blue All-Stars over the White tonight. Each keeper while in there was tested and had to come up with high-quality resume-building saves. And Shea's chance was the last one in the game, scoring with about 45 seconds to go on an absolutely terrific run and delivery from Harrison Wortley that also cannot be understated. Goals that were scored: Joseph Orion of Ramsey in the 18th minute from Nick Quintero. Score was tied in the 33rd minute. Trevor Rose from Harrison Wortley. So Wortley finishes with 2 assists in the game. And he was mighty, mighty good for a player that will likely just run track at Hamilton in multiple events in what could have been his final organized game. That'll do it for everybody here at Fort Lee. I want to thank the co-presidents, Chris Alfieri, and All-Star Chairman in Bergen County Boys Soccer, Demba Manet, for putting this together. For our producer and director today, Dimitri Nanos, and for everybody involved, my name is Ralph Benorchik saying so long and goodbye. Thank you for watching the Bergen County Boys Soccer All-Star game that goes to the Blue All-Stars over the White 2-1.